Hi, this is Matt with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we'll be showing you how to repair your appliance. Remember, anytime you work on an appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. In this video we're going to show you how to change out the felt seal. It's going to be a very easy repair. It should only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can click on the link below or get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. When you open up the package, you're going to get the instructions, the adhesive, and the new felt seal. The main reason you'll be changing out the felt seal is you may have noticed little brown streaks on your clothes when you pull them out of the dryer. It isn't oil from the washer. It's actually, as the seal wears out, it causes the drum to sag, and as the drum spins around, your clothes get pinched in there and it puts the mark on them. Also, as the felt seal wears out and gets compressed, it may cause the hot air to leak out, causing your dryer to take longer to dry. First thing we have to do is lift up the lint screen cover to gain access to the two screws. If you have the type of lint screen that has the cover built into it, just pull it out and remove the screws. Then we have to take a putty knife, and about 2 inches in from each corner, there's a little locking tab that you have to press in and release so you can lift up the top. When you're pressing the release clip in, make sure you go above these two tabs and press in. If you go below them, you're not going to hit the release. Then we have to release the door switch wiring harness. Take your screwdriver and release the clip. Then we have to remove the two screws that hold the front panel on. It's a 5/16 inch hex head. You can use a socket or a nut driver. Now that the two screws are out of the front panel and the door switch is disconnected, we can take the front panel off. So you can pull it forward a little bit, and it actually rests on two little clips down at the base of the machine. So you need to lift it up. And there's one on each side. If you have the type of dryer that has two panels, the large main panel and the smaller access panel, you're going to have to use a small screwdriver or a putty knife, stick it behind the smaller access panel, and pop it out. Once you pop it off, there's going to be two door springs, one on each side. If you have those, take them off. And then on the bottom of the big panel, there's going to be a screw on each side that you need to loosen up so you can pull the panel off. Don't take the screws all the way out, just loosen them enough to get the panel out. In order to get the belt off the pulley, press the pulley towards the outside of the dryer and take the belt off the pulley. Now that we have the idler pulley off the belt, we can grab the belt and support the drum and pull it out of the front of the dryer. Now that we have the drum out of the dryer, we can remove the rear felt seal. You can take a small screwdriver and get it down in between the drum and the seal and pry the seal up off the drum. Go ahead and get a little bit of it going. Once you get a section of it off, you can just grab it and pull it off. Here's the old drum seal next to the new drum seal. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. Now that we have the felt seal off, we have to make sure that we clean all the residue off the lip where we're going to glue the new seal on. You can use sandpaper or a wire brush or some chemical cleaner. You need to make sure you get all of it off so the new seal adheres. Now that we have the dryer drum cleaned up, we can put the new drum seal on. The green seal goes towards the middle, or the bottom in this case, of the drum, and this little white edge goes along the lip of the drum. So when we put it on, green thread goes down. We're going to put it on and hold it on with some clothespins so we can glue it in place. Okay, we have our seal on, so now we can glue it on. It may be a little tricky to get this seal stretched out and to sit on the lip, but just play around with it and you should be able to get it on there. To put the glue on, we're going to flip up the drum. And we're going to take and put the glue underneath this and let it seal. This is the sealant we're going to use. It came with the felt seal. We're going to take and run it underneath this green stitching to secure to the drum. So all you have to do is lift up the seal and then put a bead of it underneath it and then continue to go around the whole drum. You should let it sit for a minute, let the glue cure, and then put the seal back onto it. Now that we've let the sealant set for a minute, we can take and push the seal back on, putting some clothespins on around as we go. If you get any residue on the outside of the felt seal, just go ahead and wipe any extra off. Alright, when you're getting ready to do the next section, just pull the gasket away, start putting your sealant down, and continue to do this all the way around the drum, letting it sit in between each section so the sealant has a second to set, or a minute to set, and then going on to the next section. Once you get the drum seal on all the way, as the glue is drying, you can go around the drum and press down, make sure there's no air bubbles, and that the seal is all the way down flush on the drum. After you've let the felt seal dry into place, give it maybe an hour or so to let it get set really good. You can put it back inside the dryer and get it back in place, but I wouldn't suggest using the dryer for probably 24 hours till the glue totally cures. So to put it back in, we have to go ahead and put the belt back over the drum, ribs down. Then you can lift the drum back up into place, get it onto the rollers. Once you have the tub into place, as you spin it around, make sure that the seal is not folded underneath itself around the circumference of the drum. Now that we're done repairing the dryer, we can put it back together. So go ahead and lift up on the idler pulley and push it towards the side of the machine. Then create a loop in the belt. Which you can pull over the motor pulley. Now that we're done with the repair, we can put the front panel back on. Remember, the front panel locks onto these little teeth that stick out, so we need to line those up and then push the panel down on them. And while you're doing that, you got to remember to lift the drum up. And you may have to wiggle a little bit because you're going to have to get the drum to line up with that front seal so the panel pushes on all the way. So you may have to wiggle the drum a little bit to get it in all the way. Once you have the front panel on, you can go ahead and put your 5/16 screws back in and attach the front panel. Once you have both screws in and the front panel secure, we can reconnect the door switch wiring harness. When you're reinstalling the front panel on the type of dryer that has two panels in the front, you have to first put the main panel onto the front, setting it onto the two screws, and then tighten those screws down, and then tighten down the upper screws. Reconnect the springs on both sides if you took them off. You can go ahead and slide the kick plate back onto the lower tabs and rotate it back in and snap it into place. With the front panel back on, we can lift the top back over and press it into place onto the locking tabs. Once we have those in, we can go ahead and line up the screw holes for the lint screen. Now that we're done repairing the appliance, we can plug it back in and take it for a test spin. Thanks for joining us for another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. Check out our other repair videos on our site, Facebook, and YouTube.